70 WOCA. Ocala. All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. This past weekend was the wrap-up of the Silver Springs International Film Festival. This past Saturday, simultaneous with that, Robin and I went and were judges at the Student Media Festival.
Yep.
Laura Byrnes is normally there, but she wasn't there this past Saturday. But I was thinking that, you know, with all of this focus on films and everything, I mean, how many young people right now are saying, that's what I want to do for a living, I want to make movies. And when they go through all that education, there's a young man named Alex Moy, I think, M-O-Y, yes. Right? Who's outstanding, so talented. I think he's homeschooled, but I think he's like at the 12th grade level. But anyway, so he's going to be a filmmaker. He is a filmmaker. Will he be able to find work here? Well, if he does, maybe it'll be through CareerSource. How do you like the way I tied all that in?
Oh, nice.
And Laura Byrnes is here from CareerSource, Citrus-Levy-Marion, to talk to us about jobs. I don't know if you have any filmmaking jobs, but
none come to mind.
But you have a new daughter-in-law too.
I have a new daughter-in-law. Yes. Yeah. So that's that trumps anything.
So somehow I squeezed all that in my intro.
Squeezed all of that in.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. I felt your joy.
Yes.
Through Facebook. I was watching the posts of your son getting married, and I remember that joy as a dad. See, people say it's just the mothers. I felt it too.
No, it is the dad too. No. The dad loves.
And I understand the hierarchy.
Did Joe feel it too, your husband?
Oh yes, absolutely. And they did just an outstanding job. Everything was top rate. It was lovely. I could not have been more ecstatic. And yes, I cried. I cried during the wedding. Yeah. The first wedding I've ever cried at was that one. So anyway.
Is that your oldest son?
He's my youngest son.
I think I asked you this once before, but the first one to get married, right?
He is the first one to get married, yes. Yeah. Yes. So we're happy. We're happy. Yay, Scott and Annie.
So, all this stuff. Whenever the last guest we had was talking about people being influenced by other people and how that affects what you end up doing for a living. Sometimes I think it's true, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Well, absolutely. And I didn't get to listen in on the conversation you just had, but sure, teachers are very instrumental. Yes. Parents, friends. If you have someone who's in the filmmaking. You were talking about the Silver Springs International Film Festival and the student media judging, which broke my heart that I wasn't able to attend.
I know,
that for
we
the
missed
first
you.
time in
We missed
how
you.
many years? But that's always a stellar event. But so maybe it's someone like Jim Warford who started the film program really in the state of Florida when he was at Vanguard High School. Then of course he went on to become the superintendent of schools here. He went on to become the Secretary of Education for the state.
Right.
I mean, and on and on and on. And no one, as you know, nobody in the state of Florida has a finer student film program than Marion County. We always win, beat Miami, and just outstanding. So any of those young folks, and it starts in kindergarten, for golly's sake. So,
I know.
Could certainly be influenced by that. I know I have nephews one nephew was very influenced by the movie The Hurt Locker, and then he served 3 tours in Afghanistan defusing the IEDs, and we were so thrilled with that. And another nephew was so...
Thank God he's back home now?
Pardon me?
He's home now?
Yes.
Good.
He was supposed to come to the wedding, but he was not able to. Anyway, I had a cousin who was, and this dates me, I'm sure, that was very influenced by Top Gun, that movie.
Right,
he became a Top Gun instructor. So you never know what individuals can influence you, but here's my segue. We have just an outstanding professional staff of placement specialists who will work with job seekers. And I'll go out on a limb and say that they do inspire them. They help them, they give them hope, they give them direction. Back in the day when we used to have checkbooks and we used to supposedly, we were supposed to be, balancing our checkbook.
Right.
Well, what happened when you didn't balance it? You had a sense of, anxiety. It's like, oh, what's my balance?
Right.
Am I going to be overdrawn if I, when you don't have a plan, when you don't have a roadmap, you get somewhat anxious, especially
true.
when it comes to finding employment. So we do have the roadmap to employment, and we do have staff that can help guide you toward that. So if you are listening to this and you are a job seeker and you would like to get not just a job, but
a career,
a next rung on your career,
Yeah.
something with some gravitas, some permanence.
What was that word?
Gravitas.
Gravitas.
Cool word. I've never heard
It's a new word for me.
There's something
Yeah.
that is more than just a placeholder
Okay.
to earn income. Then you cannot do better than working with our folks, our placement specialists, and they're just outstanding.
Yeah.
Can't say enough about them.
Absolutely, and we were talking about this earlier when we were mentioning that you were coming on today. Is how I don't know how many years back, 15, 20 years, whatever. It was almost a given that if you had a good education here, which you could get, you would probably have to use that education for a job somewhere else. That was almost always, even if that somewhere else was Orlando, it was still far enough away that it wasn't here in Ocala.
Right. Well,
With the exception of retail and horses. We had the retail and the horses.
Sure. Well, in Marion County and in our region, but I think especially in Marion County, we have benefited over the years from two things. Number one, more education, post-secondary opportunities. So you can get a four-year college degree in Marion County without leaving Ocala. I mean, there's Webster University, there's St. Leo's right on campus. I believe UCF has a program at the College of Central Florida campus at the University Center. So there's a variety of those, but also there are a number of other training programs through CF, through CTAE, through a number of institutions for manufacturing careers training, which we've been on and we've talked about that a lot.
Right.
And the future is very bright in manufacturing. It is growing by leaps and bounds. Marion County, for the past couple months, has topped the state for manufacturing growth, and that is something
Isn't that amazing?
somewhat significant in that there are areas in Florida that have had zero growth or have been losing ground.
Oh,
but
really?
We've been gaining ground, and we've said it before. This is not your grandfather's Oldsmobile or whatever. It's not the manufacturing you think of old. This is clean. This is high tech. This is very, very good paying, and and women in manufacturing, that's just exploding. So please don't, if you're listening and you are a lady, please don't think this is just for the guys. There are
Good point,
a
yeah.
lot of opportunities for women in manufacturing as well. So
You help people also reacclimate themselves to the workforce, because sometimes the women and men will stay home and raise their children, and then after their children are graduated from high school, they want to go back into it. And what they learned 18 years ago isn't what it is today.
Oh, what they learned 3 years ago isn't what it is today.
Right.
And Robin, you raise a very, very good point. If you have been out of the labor market for any period of time, for whatever reason, raising your family, taking care of your parents, maybe you've gone back to school, maybe you've had a disability you're recovering from, it is kind of maybe a little culture shock trying to get back into it. So we do have a number of programs, workshops, seminars that can help you reacclimate, help you navigate the new world of work. In fact, that's the name of one. So, to help you step back into it and know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and you're going to get a lot of support as well. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're almost up to the break, so we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we'll find out maybe some specific.
We have some
specific
hiring
jobs.
events, yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. So, and the job fairs, et cetera, those
We've got
kinds
some
of things.
stuff, yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back with Laura Byrnes. By the way, the phone line is open if you want to chat about a job maybe that you heard about, or want to ask questions about how CareerSource works. You are welcome to call. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a break and be right back.
The weather is is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and some intervals of sun today with a shower and heavy thunderstorm around this afternoon. The high today 84 to 88. Partly cloudy tonight with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low 66 to 70. More clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower and heavier thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 83 to 87. For Friday, mostly cloudy with a shower and thunderstorm during the late morning and afternoon hours, the high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and auto owners insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and voicemail menu. Auto owners insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you with all of your insurance needs 24/7. Now that's good policy. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today. Go to www.manganinsurance.com.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Enjoy a round of golf on one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Laura Byrnes is here from Life South, from CareerSource, Citrus-Levy-Marion. Why did I say Life South?
I don't know.
You never worked for them, did you?
No, sir.
All right, so we're talking about jobs, and we have some job fairs, et cetera.
Yes, we have some hiring events that are going on right now today. Well, not right now, but they'll be starting. Adina Golf and Country Club, that's that new one that's about a mile east of US 441, just north of town.
Okay.
It's on County Road 336. They're having a hiring event from noon. It starts at noon. It goes till 6 o'clock at their location. The actual address is 475 Northwest 70th Street. They are hiring line cooks, prep cooks, porters, dishwashers, servers, bartenders, housekeepers, custodians, concierge, administrative assistants, locker room attendants, security guards. I mean, just everything that you need to run a country club. A golf club, they're hiring.
Did you say loin cooks? The first?
Line cooks.
Line
cooks.
cooks.
Line cooks. Now, there's no
Loincloth.
no appointment necessary, but you do have to register with employflorida.com. So do that right now, and you can show up there. If you need some more information, call us at 434-JOBS, extension 1910, or go on our website to our calendar of event, and the website is CareerSourceCLM.com. Click on today, and you'll see Adina Golf and Country Club. Another hiring event.
Interject something right there?
Yes, sir.
I always will think of you whenever I think of the culture of a job place. And I was just thinking that at a golf course, that's got to be a fun culture
It's
to be part of.
beautiful too. I mean, if you've,
Yeah.
now I haven't toured the place, but I've just gone by it and went. It's just gorgeous. So
I didn't mean to
what a
interrupt
beautiful.
but
No, that's a beautiful.
I was just
place.
thinking of the culture, what it must be like.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
addition to I'm sure the work is hard,
Yeah.
but still, you're hanging out with people in a pretty place. and-
Very pretty, very nice, yeah, and great jobs. We at our CareerSource one-stop center, which is on Northeast 14th Street, they're hiring document imaging and construction workers at a hiring event that starts at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow.
That goes on to 1 o'clock, and again, you can get details on our website, on our calendar of event at CareerSourceCLM.com. So check that out if you are a construction professional or do imaging, document imaging or any of that. Then we have some actual job fairs. These are hiring events, and we
Okay.
talked about that, where
Okay.
a hiring event is exclusive to one employer.
okay.
And the job fairs, we have multiple employers. For instance, right now, it had started at 9 o'clock, and after I'm done here, I'm scooting over to CF in Lecanto, is our annual spring job fair that takes place at the College of Central Florida in Lecanto in Citrus County. We have, at last count, there were 30 employers there, and some of them AT&T, Childhood Development Services, the Citrus County Sheriff's Office and Fire Rescue, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Middlesex Corporation, they do all the construction on I-75, Quad Nurse, AutoZone. I mean, so just a wide array of employers are there right now. And the deal with that is they have to be hiring. They're not there on a fishing expedition to see who's coming along. They have to have open jobs, and so they are hiring 30 employers, folks, over at CF in Lecanto. Get over there until 1 o'clock. Then next week, on April 21st, I think that's a Tuesday, we're having our second youth job fair, and this is for anyone ages 16 to 21, and these are for full and part-time positions, and that takes place from 3 to 6 o'clock at Howard Academy Community Center, and that's on Northwest 7th Avenue. There's also a Job Fair 101 workshop this Friday from 3 to 5 at the same location. Again, go to our website to the calendar and you can get details. And then the very next day, Wednesday, April 22nd, is the Florida Manufacturing Job Fair, and that runs from 9 a.m. to noon, and that's at the CF here in Ocala at the Weber Center. And we talked about that before. This is where most of the workforce development regions, we are one of 24 workforce development regions in the state, will be holding manufacturing job fairs on that same day. I think there's one or two that are going to have it either the day before or the day after, but we're, statewide manufacturing job fair. So that is very exciting. And we have another hiring event for Petro Stopping Center is on April 28th. I just noticed they're hiring some lube technicians. So again, you can find all of this on our website.
Yeah.
And you have done an excellent job with the press release, because it was about a week and a half ago, and you sent out a press release that showcased all of the job fairs. Very, very well done. So we've been taking them day by day and putting them on the Facebook
Well, that
page.
that skill. I mean, we know the good and the not so good PR people. And you are obviously one of the good ones.
You're outstanding.
But the thing is this, how do you hire some? That's a job. I often wonder, like when you're looking for a good PR person, I mean, what do you use to prove? What does the prospective employee use to prove to somebody, hey, I can do this?
Well, for instance, I happen to have some credentials. I have APR, that's accredited in public relations, and recently the Certified Public Relations Counselor, CPRC credential. And the APR is a universal, it's the only universal postgraduate credential available in the world, and it's administered by the Universal Accreditation Board, UAB. And the CPRC is a second tier level for folks who are more senior, more practice, and you jump through many hoops for that one as well. And so if you are an employer and you're hiring someone, take a look for those. See if they have those credentials, APR and or APR. CPRC.
No, I wouldn't have known that.
That's
Wow.
just, that just demonstrates that individual has experience and the knowledge and the skills to represent.
And
So-
I think that sometimes a business or an author or anybody that does not have a good PR person is hurting themselves. I mean, absolutely. The importance of somebody who can get your message out to the world, whether it's through interviews like this or, I don't know, or the traditional just simply putting an ad in the paper, but it has to be worded right. It's not simple.
Well, it isn't simple. That's correct. And back when I wore my journalist hat, I had a file called PR Faux Pas, and it was all,
really?
all the amusing news releases that came across my desk with just incredible typos or the wrong word
Or
being
omissions.
used, or omissions.
No
or
phone numbers.
Just hilarious. And I still actually do that and maintain that, because you just can't throw something together and shoot it out there. It's not a one size fits all. So you want a professional public relations practitioner.
And you can't assume that everybody knows where every location is once you name a business in the community. We got a press release yesterday from a nonprofit in town, and they named the name of the organization where it was going to, who was sponsoring it, but they didn't put down the address where it was going to be, and there
Right.
could have been multiple addresses for this organization.
The way I look at it is, what do I need to know as if I'm reading this or hearing this about this event? I'm
Right,
the person
right.
on the street,
You're
and I might be interested. What's the information I need to know? So that's how I approach things.
So all of the opportunities, the hiring events and the job fairs, they're on the website?
They sure are on our calendar of events, which you can we go to CareerSourceCLM.com. There's a calendar right on the front page. You can click on a date specific or click view calendar for everything that we've got going on. We have 82 workshops, free workshops during the month of April. And that's a lot of workshops. And they're free. They're all over our region, but most of them are in Ocala.
And can a person call CareerSource and speak to a real person before they go online to fill out the information or whatever it needs for them to find
There's a process
job?
that if you want staff-assisted services, we ask folks to go through our roadmap to employment process, and it's just a few things that we ask folks to do, so that by the time you actually meet with someone, all that paperwork business, housekeeping stuff is out of the way. But you certainly can call and talk to a real person, and they'll guide you through the steps as well.
Do you know, when you talk about manufacturing jobs, I've mentioned this before, that when I was a kid, I worked in a factory, and times have changed greatly. I mean, back in those days, you could have no experience at all. The foreman of the factory would say, well, you're a kid, you have no experience, here's a machine, you push this button every time the green light comes on. And that's how you get started.
Right.
I'm guessing in today's world, you have to have some education before you can enter into manufacturing.
Well, it is, when I say high tech, that is true. There's computer numeric control, CNC, and that is where just about everything is done by machine, but you have to be able to operate the machine. You have to be able to program the machine. So whether you're cutting out something in thin plastic or extruding something or metal or whatever can be manufactured, it's done with a CNC machine. And that's not just something you walk up and push some buttons.
Right.
That does take training. And happily, there's CNC training available in our own backyard. You can go to our website and click on the Manufacturing Careers Training button that's right on the homepage, right under the calendar, actually. And it takes you to more information about where you can get some training if you're interested.
And the benefits, too. I mean, that's first and foremost on people's minds when they go for a job. They prefer to not only have a good wage for what they do so they can have a living wage, but also have some benefits like health insurance.
Sure. I mean, and it runs the gamut because, we don't prescribe what benefits an employer would offer. The employers come to us and say, we need help with X, Y, and Z, and we work with them. We don't tell them you've got to do this, this, and this for your, So, this is a free country, and employers have an opportunity to offer or not offer whatever they see fit. But it's incumbent on the job candidate to determine is that for me or is that not for me. So it's a two-way street.
Laura, what is a good way to start the ball rolling? Should we make the phone call? Go to the website?
Sure, you can call 1-800-434-JOBS. That's 5627 to talk to a real live person, or certainly just visit our website CareerSourceCLM.com. That has more information on it than you will probably ever want, but a lot of contact information as well. Just if you're a job seeker, click on the job seeker section and it'll unfold for you.
Would a person out of the area be able to use the website too?
Absolutely,
let's
yes.
say they're moving here?
Yeah, the boundary, if you are out of the area and you are thinking of working in Citrus-Levy or Marion County, or if you just want to use some of the resources and the tips and strategies that we have, sure, absolutely. We don't say, you come from Gainesville, you come from Wildwood, you don't
Laura?
get to come here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go too fast. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The department